Hello to everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel School for All. This is tutorial number 24 of our C programming training. If you are discovering this channel through this video, I invite you to do two things. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so that you are aware each time I post a new video. Now, in this tutorial, we are going to answer another question on C programming. Now, this question will help you to apply what you studied so far. Meaning what? In this question, you can apply selection control structure, iterative control structure, and of course, in all programming, you are applying what? Sequential control structure. So the aim of this tutorial is for you to reason like based on the knowledge you have up till now, because this is tutorial number 24. It simply means that we did so many things together. So normally you need to have a certain level. You have normally I can say you are 40% ready with what you are supposed to know concerning C programming, computer science advanced level. So we are going to work on other things after. Now, so this is a question here. So you can pause this video and you try to answer it yourself. Then when you are done, you come back and watch the video so that from there you can see the solution. Now, so as usual, my aim is not just to come and write the program, but my aim is to read the question, reason with you people, and find a solution. Now, like this, the program here, they say, write a C program that displays a menu, allowing the user to choose 1. Multiplication table of 2, 2. Multiplication table of 3, and the third option is multiplication table of 4. So the menu must display this. Now, this is not the first time we are writing a program using a menu. So if you are really blank with this type of thing, make sure you watch the previous tutorials. Now, continuation, the question says the program should repeat the menu using a do-while loop until the user chooses not to continue. So what they are trying to see here is, the question is clear, you display a menu, the user chooses an option. It can be 1, 2, or 3. And based on the option he's choosing, you must display the multiplication table of that option. And a message should appear on that saying that, do you want to continue? If the user says yes, okay, you re-execute the menu. If the user says no, don't re-execute the menu, you go out. And you are seeing that to do this type of thing, we need to use what? A do-while loop. Because with a do-while loop, you do something before you test a condition. And what are we doing here? When you say do here simply means that at first you must display the menu and all what you're supposed to display, the calculation I already say. It's after that you will test a condition to see whether you are re-executing back the menu or go out. So I think we are clear. From here you are really seeing the application of this do while loop. Even though in our previous video we did something very interesting concerning do while loop. So this is another problem that we are going to handle using what? A do while loop. But it doesn't mean that it's only do while loop that we are going to use in this program. No. So as you are writing the program, you will reason gradually. Okay, so let me just go to my dev C. I create a new file, source file. Okay, good man, I'll just save this first. Okay, I think I have a folder on my desktop, C programming. Okay, so let me call this file exercise 3, something like that. Save as type. Remember you chose what? C source file. So I have a C file because we are doing C programming, not C++. Okay, so the basic structure here. Okay, now remember that for now the only library that we are using is #include stdio. With time I'm going to show you other libraries, so never forget that each time you are using a library, it's based on the problem you are solving. And for now, the problem that we are solving, we don't really need other libraries. This is all what we need here. So always make sure you know what you are doing. So if you are using a library, you know the reason, you know why you are using that library. Very important. So don't go and handle anything like that for nothing. Okay, so before doing anything, you start with your menu, because this is one thing you are sure of. Just that your menu, you do it inside what? A do, because you are very sure that you can re-execute this menu. So inside my do, I'm going to start with my menu, printf. Okay, the question starts by saying that, okay, that the first option is multiplication table by 2. I think it was 2, yeah, /n. Okay, I just copy back this instruction and replace some few things. So this just to move very fast. Okay, my menu is having 3 options. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, multiplication table by 3, this other option, and this one by 4. So this is the different options of my menu. Okay, I'm done with it. So remember, generally after doing the menu, what follows? You need a printf now, asking a user to choose an option. So yeah, I'm going to say printf. Okay, I'm going to say choose an option. Okay, /n. Now after writing this, so what happened? You need a scanf where you take the choice of the user. So yeah, what happened? You need a variable to store the choice taken by the user, and that choice can either be 1 for multiplication table by 2, or 2 for multiplication table by 3, or 3 for multiplication table by 4. Since the option chosen by the user are integer, it simply means that I need a variable here of type integer. Let me just call that variable choice. I told you that generally this is what we use, a variable called choice. So yeah, see now here I'm declaring variables based on what I need. So just to tell you people that it's not obligatory to declare everything at the beginning, because sometimes I'm seeing some students stressing, asking themselves what I'm going to use, how many variables I'm going. No, it's not necessary. Just follow the logic of your program so that each time you need something, go and declare this, no problem. Now, so yeah, I'm going to say %z, comma, the address of the variable choice. Okay, now we continue. So after taking the choice from the user, what is the next step? The next step now is to use your switch case. Because with the switch case now you can try to capture each of the option, and for each option you perform the operation of that option. So here I'm going to say switch in bracket. Now what are you taking in bracket? You're taking choice in bracket. Okay, so that remember how switch case works. If you are using switch case for the first time, please make sure you watch my previous tutorials. The one tutorial on that switch case. In fact, we have solved so many problems using this switch case. So you looking this video at this level, you should not have any problem with switch case. So switch, taking what in parameter, a variable. The variable in this case is what? Is choice. And each of the different cases you indicate inside your switch are the cases that correspond to what? To the variable choice. Now, so here I'm going to say case. Okay, the first value that you want to compare is what? Is 1. So that is why you're writing 1 here. You put your 2 dots. Okay, so in case 1, what are we trying to do here? We are trying to do multiplication table by 2. Now you go to your rough work, multiplication table by 2. Where's my pen? Okay, it's very easy. Multiplication table by 2 is what? 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, up till 2 times, let us say 10. Just end at 10. The question did not precise anything. So yeah, you'll be having the answer, and so on and so forth. Okay, now so yeah, you can decide to start at 2 times 0. It depends on you. So this is what you are trying to do. So this is something we did in our previous tutorial. Just like the previous tutorial, we did the multiplication table just of one number. So this time around, you'll be doing for different numbers. Now what happened at this level? So multiplication is the instruction that we are repeating. So it simply means that you need to have a variable called mul, taking what? Taking 2 times what? So here you are seeing that the value that you are multiplying with is something that increments by 1 each time, and it is starting at what? At 1. That is why here you need to multiply it by a certain I, and that I must start where? At 1. If you multiply by I and your multiplication is starting at 0, meaning that 2 times 0, in that case you start your I with the value 0. So since here we are starting with 1, that's why my I must start at 1. And after this instruction, I will just have something like I equals to I plus 1 to increment the value of I. Either you write I equals to I plus 1 to increment its value, or you just say I plus plus. It's the same thing, so that each time it's going to increment the value. But you are seeing that here we need what? We need a loop. We need a loop now. So here I'm going to use a for loop to make it very easy. Now, so I just move here. So yeah, now you are seeing that to use a for loop, you need what? A variable I. So you go out of your case. Remember, don't declare inside the case. No, you go out of your case, you declare beside the main. So I need a variable I, so I just I here, comma, I add I. I need a variable mul also for multiplication. I just say what? Mul. It's all. So you are seeing that declare as you need, in fact. So yeah, I'm going to say for I equals to, we said that we are starting at 1, you put your semicolon, you compare if I is strictly less than what? Strictly less than 10, since here you are ending at 10. Okay, good. If your multiplication table is ending at 12, make sure you write 12 here. Now here, since I'm starting at 1, I'm supposed to say less than or equal to, because I want to reach the value 10. Because if you put strictly less than 10, it means that the last value here will be 9. Because when I will move to 10, is 10 less than 10? No, 10 is not less than 10. 10 is less than or equals to 10. So if you need to reach this last value, make sure you put less than or equals to. So just to tell you that anything that you are doing, you know what you are doing. You know what you are doing. So here I'm going to say I plus plus for incrementation. Good. So this is the advantage of for loop. Inside the for loop, you are initializing your testing condition, you are incrementing at 1. Okay, and what are you doing in? So here I'm going to do something like mul is taking what? 2 times I. Okay, now inside this mul you display your result. So I'm going to have something like printf. Okay, you display something in this format. Display something in this format, meaning what? 2 times this equals to that. You go to the next line, this time this equals to that, and so on. So let us display something using this format. So to do so is very easy, right? So yeah, 2 is constant, so I just write 2. Now times, let me just write x here. So 2 times what? 2 times a number. So that number is what? It's coming from the variable I. So here I'm going to write what? Percentage z, because the value comes from memory. Equals to the answer, which is inside which variable? The variable mul. So memory also, and it's an integer, so you write percentage z. Now you put your slash n so that each multiplication should appear on a line. Now here the first variable is what? I write I, comma, the second variable is what? Mul. Okay, so this I here is for this percentage here at this level, and this mul here is for this percentage at this level, and it's all. So we are done with case 1. This is what case 1 is doing. So after doing that, remember what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to break. Okay, now after doing break, you go to case 2. Now case 2, you put your 2 dots and you repeat the same thing. Let me just copy this instruction. I don't want to waste time. Let me just copy this and modify, because case 2 is something very, very similar. In fact, generally when you copy, make sure you arrange it back so that it will look nice. Okay, I think everything is nice. Just that here for case 2, what happened? I'm going to change this 2 and put what? And put 3, because case 2 we are doing multiplication table by 3, and it's all. Now I recopy this again because there's another case which is case 3. Case 3, what happened? You display this again. I just arrange. Okay, so that the things will look nice like this. So here case 3 we are doing multiplication table by what? By 4. So I just change this to 4. You change this to 4, and it's all. So remember that after doing this, now the last case here is what we call gfault. So gfault here is where you are displaying a message if a user enter an invalid option. Like here normally we have just 3 options. We have 1, 2 and 3. So if the user click on 4 is not existing, normally default should capture that and default should display something. So here let me just display something like what am I doing? Printf. Generally I don't want to stress it. I'm not going to write invalid option. So just something like this. Let me just end with my semicolon. So when you are done, make sure you close your switch now. This brace here is closing my switch. So when you click here, just go up and verify. Okay, you are seeing this red mark. So it means that here the switch is closed. So we are done with this switch case. It's all. Now here this way your do is closing. But now before closing this do, immediately after you are done with this switch, you come under and you display, because remember that you are supposed to execute everything that is inside the do before testing a condition. So you are seeing that inside my do, I'm having this menu. I'm taking the choice of the user. Based on his choice, I'm displaying something using this switch case. And after displaying the result of his choice, what happened next? Normally there's a message that must appear asking if he needs to continue or not. That's why we are not writing that message out of the do. No, it should be inside the do. So inside the do, I'm going to do something like this. Printf. Now inside this printf, I'm going to say do you want to continue? Do you want to continue? Okay, I think continue is ending with e. Okay, you just go and you just check it. Now, so here I'm going to say yes in bracket, or let me just say 1 for yes, or 0 for no. Now, so here it depends on you. Look at something. If the user pressed yes on the keyboard, it simply means that the variable taken, that must be what? Must be a string, because it's only string that can take what? That can take a sequence of character. And for you to do comparison with string, you need to use a particular library to do so. So we are not yet at that level. That's why I don't want to take yes from the user, you see. But what you can do, you can take a character from the user, meaning Y for yes and N for no. But in this tutorial, I want to take I want to take but numbers from the user. So if the user wants to click on yes, he must press but 1. If the user wants to click on no, he must press what? 0. Why am I doing that? Simply because I just want to manipulate integer. I don't want to manipulate characters for now. So here I'm going to say scan f. So you need to capture that in fact and store in a variable. So you need to declare another variable here. Since the variable is an integer, let me just call it, I don't know, something like a. Just any variable, it depends on you. So you come here, you do your %z, comma, you write the address of that a. So this variable is collecting what? It's collecting an integer from the user. And it's exactly this variable that you use in the y of the do. So yeah, when you are done with this, you close the do now. This is where I'm closing my do. You can check. Are you seeing? Yeah, I'm closing the do. So now out of this do, when they say out, either you do it here beside the closing brace, or you come and do it under. It depends on you. Generally, I like to do it beside like this. So I'm going to say y. Okay, you test your condition. The condition here is clear, right? I'm going to say y a equals to, remember that comparison is double equals to, y a is equals to 1. Okay, let us execute this together. So it means that, do you want to continue? If the user press 1, a have 1, you come and test. Is a equals to 1? Yes. So you have seen that since the condition is true, the thing will go back and re-execute what is inside the do. Hope we are together. Now, if the user press but 0, what happens here? We are going to compare here. Is 0 equals to 1? No, the condition is false. Then he goes out directly of the do while loop. I think it's very clear, very clear. Another student can decide that, okay, if it is yes, the user should press but y. If it is no, the user should press but what? But n. In that case, you will declare the variable capturing that data in a char variable. You come and declare char your variable here. I think in another video I'm going to use but that one of character. So for now, let me just make it easy by taking integers from the user, and it's all. You save your program, Control S. If Control S is not working, you click on File, you click on Save, not Save as, Save. Now, so I'm done. Let me just run this program. Normally everything should work perfectly. Wow. Writing a program and everything run at once is rare, but no, it's very possible. It's very possible when you know exactly what you are doing as you are writing your program. So this is all what I'm telling my students. So let us take maybe option 1. If I take option 1, nice, I'm having a multiplication table by 2. Now they say, do you want to continue? If I click 1 for yes, the menu appears again, and when the menu appears again, I can choose another option. I can decide to take maybe 2, or you can choose the same option. In fact, I think you are getting how the program works. When I take option 2, multiplication table by 3 appears. Do you want to continue? I click 0 for no, and the program ends. Very, very nice. So I really like this program. So if you have enjoyed the tutorial, just leave a comment. If there's anything you're not understanding, leave a comment, and see you in the next tutorial. Don't forget to like the video. So if you are able to write something like this and reason the way I'm reasoning, it's very perfect. You are really moving in C programming. So I'm leaving your assignment, and let's meet in the next tutorial for the correction of this assignment.